I cannot believe I was staring at the hot coffee I waited 10 minutes for splattered on the male who was decidedly, standing too close behind me when I turned around. I thanked the barista and spun on my heel, met with the perfect amount of pressure to pop off the white lid. A mess. This was a mess. Instead of apologizing immediately, somehow my body thought it'd be a good idea to groan and say, "Ugh, my coffee." I still had half of my large size, but the other half saturated the charcoal gray shirt I was staring at. How unfortunate, for you. I glanced up at the muscles contorting beneath the dark gray that resembled something close to black now from the liquid spillage. A wince at the sight. His arms were open on each side of him, tattoos swirling different designs. If it weren't for the lack of empathy I seemingly had, his stance looked as though he was going to bring me into a hug. Except, instead of a smile one would don for a hug, his mouth was flat and his eyebrows shot up. Probably at my audacity. Today was not my day. I only wanted a sugar-free vanilla latte with an extra shot of espresso. Opting out of the 6 shots I desperately desired. Something that will take me away from the dreary life that was my own. I had to stop seeking validation from my father. He was so successful, and regardless of how he felt when I told him I was dabbling in poetry for fun, I turned my favorite one into a poetry contest. With little hope, but it felt good to put my work out there. Dad berated me on the fact it didn't make me money, and I'd been wasting my time. However, he did in fact teach me a plethora of other important life lessons. Work ethic. Self-worth. What to look for in a man, what to not look for. What he didn't teach me, was how to handle spilling a burning liquid onto a complete stranger while being at your lowest mentally. The male's eyes met mine. Deep green as if emeralds themselves climbed into his irises and settled there. His jawline was very much defined. High cheekbones. Muscles. Excellent golden tan. If I were a better woman, I would be grabbing napkins and profusely apologizing. If I were in a better head space, that would totally be something I would do. The male scoffed when he realized I wasn't going to say anything else. Nick with the black coffee. The barista yelled behind me. Swiftly, the tatted male maneuvered around me and grabbed his beverage. I scrambled to the ground and snatched my lid that plopped to the floor. With a sigh, I threw it in the trash and stared at the napkins that were filled to the brim. A hand forcefully began pulling multiple out at once. Black tattoos starting at his wrists, too many designs to decipher here. "Let me buy you another coffee." The stranger, who I presumed was Nick, wiped his too far gone shirt with the cheap napkins this cafe supplied. Explaining the excessive amount wadded in his large hand. I shook my head before looking at him. Unsure if he was talking to M.